So, you two have been working with couples for so many years.
Yes.
And you've done great work with couples. What are the biggest joy and what are the biggest challenges working with couples and individuals?
You go first.
Well, I think the biggest joy, the first thing that came to my mind when you said the biggest joy was creating magic moments with couples. And what I mean by that is moments of connection. Bringing back the connection that they may have had in the beginning, or connection that they thought was lost and couldn't be returned. And so seeing the beauty and the love, seeing them see the beauty and the love in each other, just, it makes everything stop in the session. It's like I tear up, they tear up. It's just a magic moment when, and no one's talking, it's just, it just goes deep, and it's what brought them together in the first place. So creating those moments, I think is the best part for me.
I totally agree. It's more like the feeling of having the connection. It's not about the words. It's more the joy of, you can start out with a really terrible feeling in your marriage that, oh, we can't stay together or we can't be together. And still, through the feeling of connection, coming back to the love feeling again.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's exciting, because I don't think any couple would be a couple that you couldn't help. It has more to do with, am I willing to be loved? I think you say it so perfectly when you say, am I willing to let somebody love me?
Right. Do you have the courage to let someone love you? And I think most people who fear therapy or couples therapy or counseling have a fear that they're going to go and get blamed or criticized, and really a fine therapist doesn't let that happen. That's not what it's about. You can do that on your own. You don't need to pay somebody or go to a workshop to learn how to do that. So what we're in the business of is trying to help couples create the loving relationship they've always wanted. And we've seen it happen time and time again.
All the time.
I'm a person that are afraid of that the magic in the relationship will go away. That the therapeutic processing is more about, analyzing and taking all the excitements and all the magic away. What would you say to those couples?
Well, I think that makes sense, because sometimes it could. It depends on what you do with the material. Because if you use the feeling of connection, it's just a connection. It's not about analyzing and saying, I have this with me from my childhood or whatever that we have. It's more about using it for a short time to create connection and then having fun. And as Yoshi workshops, having more sex maybe, or enjoying each other. So we won't get stuck in this, I see only problems, I see only...
I think the point is well taken. I think the fear is based somewhat in reality, because early in the field of therapy, we did focus on problems until we had research that showed problem solving doesn't really help much at all. That happy, stable couples basically have the same number of problems that unhappy couples have. It's just that they deal with them in a way that doesn't tear you apart. Because what couples really want, we have differences, we have difficulties, we have struggles, love goes up, love goes down, but we want to stay connected through this. We want to know that our love is strong, that we can recreate it, and the fear that the magic moments will go away is a very good fear if you only expect it to happen in the infatuation or the romantic love stage. See, a lot of people don't realize, yes, falling in love is easy, you get magic, you get all this, but that's only a stage. And when that is finished, it's up to you and it's up to me to create those moments. And of course, that's what we do. We teach couples skills to create those moments for themselves, so they aren't dependent upon a therapist or a workshop to create them.
So one important thing that you used to say is like you already mentioned, have the courage to let someone to love you.
Yes.
What do you really actually mean by saying that?
Well, I think you should answer that first.
Okay,
Because
okay.
it's your sentence.
Well, you know, when you long for something, when you want someone to be kind or to touch you in a special way, or to hold you, or to think about you, or value you, or make you special in their life, when you long for that and you don't get it, your brain comes to associate and connect that longing or the love or the touch or the kindness with pain, because to want kindness and not get it is painful. Therefore, when it finally shows up in your life, what your brain goes is, this is painful as well as wonderful. So you have to be able to manage the discomfort of actually getting what you want. And I know this sounds like a contradiction, because you would think, if I get what I want, I'll be totally happy. But a lot of people, when they get what they want, they don't believe it, or they suspect the person, or they think, well, it'll go away, or I don't deserve it. And all of these old messages from our past, and not just our childhood, from adulthood, somebody who rejected you, somebody that criticized you, someone that turned you away or denied sex, makes you fearful for getting the very thing you want. So you think that love is about finding the right person, but oftentimes it's not only about finding a person who's available, but you becoming available so you can embrace it when it shows up.